Good morning to one and all present over here. This is me, Satyansh. Behalf of class 10th is standing here to speak on the topic of metals and non-metals. First of all, I would like to give some intro about this metals and non-metals. That is, there are 118 elements to be known at present, out of which some are metals and some are non-metals. We use metal and non-metals in our daily life. Without going on metals and non-metals directly, I would like to introduce three terms among us. First, that is malleability. Malleability means those substances which can be beaten into the thin sheets, they are called malleable. Second term, that is ductility. Those substances which can be stretched into thin wires, they are called ductile. And third, that is brittle. Brittle means those substances which can be broken. Now begin our topic, that is metal and non-metals. Metals are those substances which conduct heat and electricity, and they are malleable and ductiles. These are called metals. Some examples of the metals are all the alkaline series except hydrogen. Some examples of the metals are sodium, potassium, aluminium, etc. These all are the metals. Metals are formed by the loss of the electron. That's why the metals are called electropositive elements. For example, aluminium is the metal and the atomic number of aluminium is 13. When we do the electronic configuration of aluminium, which has atomic number 13, so in the first cell 2 electron, in the second cell 8 electron, in the outermost cell it contains 1 electron. So aluminium is more interested to achieve its nearest inert gas, that is the stability of neon. So aluminium is interested in losing the electrons. So that's why all the metals are electropositive elements, because they are formed by the loss of the electrons. Some metals are found also in our earth crust. For example, aluminium is the most abundant element which is known to be present. It constitutes about 7% of the earth crust. The second most abundant constitute of the iron, which constitute about 4%, and following I am telling the names which are in the decreasing order. The first is aluminium, second is iron, third is calcium, fourth is sodium, fifth is potassium, and sixth is magnesium. These are all the elements which are found to be in the earth crust. Now non-metals. Non-metals are the substances which do not conduct heat and electricity, and they are neither malleable nor ductile. They are brittle, means to say they can be broken. Some examples of the non-metals are chlorine, sulfur, etc. These all are the non-metals. Non-metals are formed by the gain of the electron. That's why they called electronegative elements. Non-metals are formed by the gain of the electron, so that's why they are called electronegative elements. For example, chlorine. Chlorine has atomic number of 17. When we do the configuration of it in the KLMN cell, then in first cell it contains 2 electron, in the second cell it contains 8 electron, and the outermost cell it contains 7 electron. So there is 7 electron in the outermost cell. So chlorine is more interested to achieve the nearest inert gas. So that's why it will gain 1 electron from the other, and it will complete its octet, so it will be achieve its nearest inert gas. So that's why all the non-metals are electronegative elements. Metals and non-metals both are important for the human life. Metals, for example, aluminium, copper, these are used in the cooking utensils. And the non-metals, for example, carbon, which is most required for the human body, because carbon is present in the protein, fat, and carbohydrates. So that's why for the human synthesis they are very important. Now I am going to tell you some physical properties of metal and non-metals. So first, physical properties of metal, that is, metals are malleable. For example, malleable, earlier I have told you that the meaning of malleable, that it can be broken into the thin sheets. First, Aluminium is the metal which can be broken into when it will hit with the hammer, then it will come in the position of foil, that simple thin sheets which we used in the cooking, in wrapping the foods material so that it will be hot for the long time. Second, we use silver in the sweets. We have seen many times the sheets of silver on the sweets. They are or malleable. The most malleable metal is silver and gold. They are the most malleable metals. Second properties of metals. The second properties of metal is they are ductile. Ductile means that they can be stretched into the thin wires. For example, copper, aluminium, they are used in our household, so that's why they are used in the wiring purposes. Now the most ductile metal is gold. Gold is the most ductile metal, and it is the fact also that 1 gram of the gold can be stretched into 2 kilometer. One question arises here: if gold is stretched into 2 kilometer only from 1 gram, so why we are not using in the homes? The simple answer of this question is it is very costly, so that's why we are not using it. Now next properties of metals, that is metal conduct heat. All the metals which are present, they conduct heat. Now here one more question arises as how metal conduct heat. Suppose any metal, suppose aluminium metal, when aluminium is got heated, then its atom will contain some energy, and this energy is transformed into the present electrons in them, and the present electron transfer the energy to the further electrons. So from this, by this the metals conduct heat. Now next properties of the metal, that is metals conduct electricity. All the metals which are present, they conduct electricity. The most abundant metal which conduct electricity is silver. Silver is the best conductor of electricity. Next, properties of metal, that metals are lustrous. Lustrous means they have shining appearance on their surfaces. All the metals which are present, they have shining surfaces on them. Next, properties of metal. Metals are generally hard except sodium and potassium. All the metals which are present except sodium and potassium, they are hard. So that's why they are used in the construction of bridges, these homes, vehicles. That's why they are used. Next, properties of metals. Metals are generally silver and grey color except copper and gold. All the metals which are present, they are mainly in the color of silver and grey, but two metals, that is copper and gold, which are the copper is in reddish brown color and the gold is in the yellow color. Now next, properties of metals, that is metals have very high melting and boiling point except sodium and potassium. All the metals which are present, they have boiling and melting point of above more than 1000 degrees Celsius, but two elements, that is sodium and potassium, which have melting point, the sodium melting point is 98 degrees Celsius and the melting point of potassium is about 76 to 77 degrees Celsius. Now next, properties of metals, that is metals are solid at room temperature except mercury. All the metals which are present to be known, they are solid at room temperature, but one metal, that is mercury, which is liquid at room temperature. So these are all the properties of metals. Now the properties of non-metals. First, properties of non-metal, that is non-metals are neither malleable nor ductile, they are brittle. All the non-metals which are present, they are neither malleable, they are neither ductile, they are brittle because they can be broken into steel. For example, you have seen that when we use pencil, that pencil lead, that is made up of graphite, which is allotrope of carbon. So sometime we have seen that when we press it very tightly, then it breaks. That is brittle. It can be easily broken. Next, properties of the non-metal, that it do not conduct heat and electricity. All the non-metals which are present, they do not conduct heat and electricity. Now next, properties of non-metal, properties of non-metals, that is non-metals have very low melting and boiling point. All the non-metals which are present, they have very low melting and boiling point. Fourth, or non-metals are non-lustrous, means to say they have neither a shining appearance on their surface except iodine. Iodine is the only non-metal which have a shining surface on it. Now these are all the properties of metal and non-metals. Now one things, when we say about chemistry, then one word with the chemistry arises, that exception. Exception is the first rule of the chemistry. So here also in the metal and non-metal there is an exception. Now some exceptions of chemistry of metals and non-metals, that is first electric conductivity. We have earlier I have told you that non-metals do not conduct electricity, but one non-metals, that is carbon. Carbon allotrope of graphite which conduct electricity. So here the exception is the non-metals conduct electricity. Second exception is of physical state. We have studied that in the metals, all the metals are solid at room temperature, but one metal, that is mercury, which is liquid at room temperature. So this is also a exception. Third exception, that is hardness. Regarding to the hardness and softness, we have studied that all the metals are generally hard, but the two metals, that is sodium and potassium, they are very weak. They are soft also because they can be cut with the help of the knife also. Now next exceptions of the metals and non-metals, that is regarding to the densities. All the metals have very high densities, but sodium and potassium, they have very low density. We know that the densities of the metals, such as for example iron, the density of iron is 7.8 gram centimeter cube, but the density of the sodium, that is 0.97 gram centimeter cube, so it is very low. So these all are the properties of the metals and non-metals. Next point, that is chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Here exception is that in the physical properties, if substances kept around us and we have to identify it, that someone tells us identify rather the substance is a metal or non-metals, so we will confuse because there are some exceptions in that. But by the chemical property, we can definitely say that this substance is only a metal and this substance is only a non-metal. So following I am going to tell you that the properties of the metals. First chemical properties of the metals, that is all the metals when react with oxygen, then they form metals, acidic oxide or neutral oxide. All the metals when react with oxygen, then it form acidic oxide or neutral oxide. So by this we can identify that this substance is definitely a metal. Now second chemical properties of the metal, that is when metal react with water, then it give metal hydroxide and there is a evolution of hydrogen gas. Third chemical properties of the metal, that is when metal react with steam, then it form metal oxide and there is also evolution of hydrogen gas. Now next chemical properties of the metal, that is when metal react with dilute acid, not concentrated. When metal react with dilute acid, then it give metal salt and there is also a evolution of hydrogen gas. So by this we can easily identify that this substance is definitely a metal. Now chemical properties of the non-metals. First, chemical properties of the non-metals. When non-metal react with oxygen, then it form non-metallic oxide which is basic in nature. Second, when non-metal react with hydrogen, then it form covalent hydride. And third, when non-metal react with chloride, then it form covalent chloride. So these are the chemical, physical and the properties of metals and non-metals. Thank you very much.